So I got this guy in my Discord, and he's always like, "Bro, you got to try Captain Mode Showdown. You're the Showdown Hoedown. You're the leader of the community. You have a responsibility to try out Captain Mode." And I'm like, I always forget. He always tells me I always forget. And I said, you sent me a reminder today, you motherfather. And he did. My dude Trizzle sent me a reminder. So I went and I did some Showdown lineups. And long story short, I was about to win the main, what was it, the $15. All I needed Scheffler to do was just not bogey, right? I had the nuts fucking lineup. He was my captain. I was going to get that bogey-free round. I could easily pass everybody in front of me. He's 98 yards out in the middle of the fairway on 16. What does he do? That motherfucker, he found a bogey, and I think he bogeyed 17 too. Hold on, I'm checking my phone on the air. This is the worst YouTube channel ever. What the fuck? Why are you watching this? What are you watching here? Did he find? Yeah, at least he found a birdie on 18. So I think I'm gonna finish probably around top 10. It looks like. Let's see. Now I'm curious. I finished exactly 10th place. Fuck you, Scotty Scheffler. So anyways, my first time doing Captain Mode. I think I'm going to need to start adding Captain Mode to the Showdown Hoedown. Today is a bit of an edited version because the big boy, he's got to run. He's got to get on down the road. He's got some other shit in his life to do, so I got to get this out ASAP. Want to help you guys. And so here we go. Hey, new guy, what's up? You're like, who the fuck is this guy? What is he talking about? Well, let me tell you, new guy. I'm the Degenerate 75. I'm a high-limit DFS player. I play pretty much professionally for the last 5 years doing two sports, golf and football. And so that's what we do here. We do week-long golf. We do showdown golf. That's what we're doing here. It's the Showdown Hoedown. And I mean so soon. We are starting football literally this next week. So I hope you like the cut of my jib. And if you do, you go drop me a like and a subscribe because you can't help but notice there's no fucking ads on this video, brother. Because we're not poors around here. All I ask is for a like and a sub. And you see that big-ass wheel above my shoulder right there? Yeah, this thing up here somewhere. What that is every Wednesday, if you go leave a comment in this video or so you can get two, go like and retweet over on Twitter. I put you on this big-ass drawing. We do it Wednesday on the live stream. And if you get it, you get to make a lineup with me, and we split all the profits. We'll put it in the big $1 million contest, and we'll split the winnings 50-50, okay? So definitely get in there. All I want you to do is go leave a comment on this video. Who is winning this tournament tomorrow? Because that's actually a very legit question because there are so many studs at the top of this board that we would be a fool not to have that be our question. I got takes on who I think is going to win, but I want to know who do you think is going to win. Just put that down there in the comments. Also, go like and retweet over on Twitter. That will also get you in the drawing. So let's go. Without further ado, I bring to you Showdown Hoedown. Round 4, you motherfather. So here we go. First off, contest selection tomorrow. So important. You see this big $20 contest? Don't play in it. It is horrific. They're doing that thing again. They 400,000 barely filled last week, and they're like, roar, roar, roar. No one wants to play in our contest. And so they keep 100,000 as the first place, whereas they could easily just drop this down to 50,000 and make it a much more balanced prize structure. But they want to chase all the fish, and the fish want to say, oh, I could win the $100,000. That would change my life. Okay, you fucking moron. You're not going to win it, so quit thinking like that. So 100,000 to first. 10th place is $1,000. For all of you that suck at math, that is 1/100th. That is horrific. You want that number to be 1/10th. Don't play in it. I won't play in it. I won't toss a single contest in it. And matter of fact, my contest winners who I was going to play in it with it, I'm getting them to push it back because that contest fucking sucks. There you go. You want to play in a better contest? Go play in the 555. And you're probably thinking, hey, I ain't got that kind of money. I get it. Most people don't play that much. How much money do you got? You got $100? You got to get in these $100 single entries. They're the best tournament you can do. Go really condense it down to 6 guys you like that you think can do well. You're like, I ain't got no $100. All right, well, go check out the $33 single entry, the $5 single entry, the $12 single entry. That's still too much. Check out the $1.20 max, right? The thing you want to do, new guy, is you want to make sure that you are not putting in way fewer lineups than other people are into the same contest. And to this big $20 up here, you can see guys can enter 150 lineups into that. You are going to put 5 in it, right? You don't want to do that. You don't want to play some of these fucking sharks out there when they have 150 lineups and you have 5. But in a single entry, they get 1, you get 1. That's where you want to attack. That's the sweet spot, new guy. New guy, what's the first thing we check? What is it? I'm in a hurry tonight. I don't got time for you to sit there and blubber. That's right. We check weather. Good job, new guy. Good job. Tomorrow looks very comparable to today. Those guys going out in the morning are going to have pristine scoring conditions. It's going to be cooler. These greens probably aren't going to bake out until the afternoon. And I bet you see, I'm kind of curious now. Now I want to go see over here on Data Golf. How did the course play today? Probably should have already had this up, but as you can tell, I am rushing along. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see the morning guys a full. What is that? 2/3 of a shot easier than the afternoon guys. And let's face it, the afternoon guys are where all the good players were, right? So that shows you that you got to be open to playing guys going out early tomorrow. They're going to have the softest winds. They're going to have the softest course, and they're going to have greens that are the least trampled. That is a great recipe for scoring. So if you're playing in a big contest with, let's say, over 1,000 people in that GPP, you've got to be open to guys going off early. You got to be open to it, because one of those guys that goes off early tomorrow will go shoot a 7 under, will fucking run the course bogey free. And if you don't have him, you'll basically be like, well, my fucking day's over. That's right, it is, new guy. You have no chance if you don't have that guy. And if you didn't at least consider him, you're a fucking loser. You're the Rory McIlroy on a Saturday of this channel right now. You're a fucking loser. You got to be open to those guys. If you're playing, a 100-person single entry, well, then maybe you don't need to get cute and go check out, whoever who's way down there, Hovland, Wyndham Clark, somebody like that, right? We're adults here, new guy. We check more than one source. You can see Willy Weather seems to support that it just picks up, and it's going to pick up to its peak in the afternoon. Nothing crazy with the wind. I'm not overreacting, but I am just simply saying the guys in the morning are going to have pristine scoring conditions. Sunday, tomorrow, the Weather Channel, I have heard they do weather. Let's see. Yeah, they're saying the exact same thing. 3 or 4 o'clock is when it picks up and gets the windiest. So now we know what we know. We know the weather. We know that the morning played easier today, and we know tomorrow is probably going to be an exact replication of that. Furthermore, we're going to make the big assumption that tomorrow they are going off in 2s all day, just like they've done for all the first 3 rounds. I don't see any reason they would change it. They don't have round 4 up yet, so that's the assumption we're going to make. So those guys going off early, here's the problem you're going to run into. Some of them are going to bogey the first hole and say, Siwoo Kim's going to bogey the first hole and say, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not going to try. But then Kevin Kisner is going to hit a couple good shots, and he's going to be like, I'm kind of feeling it today, and he's going to go out there and run the course, right? Now, it may be not those 2 guys. That's just an example because I have them on the screen. But you got to be open. When you play those guys going off super early who are super far back, they have a +4 on them, and they also have a 64 in them. And you just got to find the right one, and it ain't easy, brother. And the main reason you should be considering these guys that are so far back that can't really get you any position points is if you are in a large-scale GPP where you need to have that guy who goes -7, bogey-free round, and gets you a streak, and who gives a fuck about placement points. If you're playing a $100 single entry with 200 people in it, I don't really think you need to get that cute. That's my opinion, Bob. Okay, moving on. Let's see. What do we got? Fantasy football is coming up. The big guy next Saturday. College football's here. I do college football. I do NFL football. If you like the cut of my jib, and I know some of you do because you watch every one of my motherfather videos, you be here next Saturday. We're going to be doing prize picks, college betting, and college DFS, because if you don't know, nobody covers that shit. And if I know anything, I know how to give people an edge. Ask my dude who's going to win $1 million tomorrow. Let's go, Gavin. All right, on to the tournament. Let's talk about some stats here that really matter. First thing I notice is look at these guys at the top of the leaderboard. Here's a general rule why Sunday Showdown has the biggest edge of all the showdowns out there. And it's simple, because there's always some fucking slapdicks, good 3 or 4 slapdicks in the top 10 that people are going to pay because they're like, I want them position points, and I can have him at 7,100. Yeah, you fucking moron. Do you ever think that guy sucks and he's not going to continue to play this well? No, you don't. But the problem is, tomorrow is we don't have a lot of slapdicks. This leaderboard is packed full of studs. I mean, literally all these guys are studs. When you're talking that Adam Scott and Aaron Wise are the slapdicks, like what a top 10 we have. Honestly, Scott Stallings is the biggest slapdick up there. And he's a no play for me, but he's playing really good for a really long time. Maybe Scott Stallings has evolved. Maybe those PEDs helped him evolve to not be a slapdick. To me, he's the one guy in the top 10 that will get enough ownership where I'll say, see you bye. Scott Stallings, you got another 66 in you tomorrow. You just go ahead and bury me, big guy. I played him today, by the way. I played him the last 2 days in Showdown, and he's done me well. But no way I'm playing him tomorrow at 23% ownership. You get the fuck out of here. So here's the problem. I'm counting everybody T8 and up. So that's Corey Connors up, right? Corey Connors bogeyed 18. What a loser. Let's see. I have all these guys up here. I really feel like you got to make a commitment, and you play 2 of them, maybe 3. Okay. And the reason I say maybe 3 is if you're playing cash game, there's so many studs up here, it's kind of hard to not be open to them. But if you're playing a GPP, I wouldn't play more than 2 of these guys. I would take all these guys that are just right here in this -7, -6, -5 range that can go attack this course. And when they, if you get the right guy, you pick the right guy and he goes and shoots you a 66, 65 tomorrow, that's 500 or 600, it's a par 71. And he backdoors you a top 5 to get you those placement points, those are the nuts plays because you're going to get that guy at 1/4 the ownership than you'll get a guy that's already starting in the top 10. So for me, I'm going to make my stand up here in this top 8, T8 and higher. I'm going to pick precisely 2 guys, and that is all I will put in my player pool. I'm only probably going to do, a handful of lineups tomorrow because I'm not going to get back from Dallas until like fucking forever from now. And so I'm not going to have a ton of time to make 150 lineups. If you're making 150 lineups, maybe you pick 3 or 4 guys up here. But I'm telling you, you shouldn't have all these guys in your player pools. You make your stance on who you think is going to do well and then say fuck it to the rest. And I'm about to say something to you that's going to blow your mind. You want to know who I really like tomorrow up here in the top 10? Give me the guy that did the worst today. Okay, why is that? Well, because first of all, this is what I always say. Keith Mitchell, did you play Keith Mitchell today, you dumbass? I told you not to play him. He had a 99 percentile round on Friday. What were the chances he was going to follow that up today? Not very good, and he didn't. Okay, because Keith Mitchell's not a great golfer. So Keith Mitchell chasing a 99 percentile round is not great. Now, Patrick Cantlay played a 98 percentile round today. He played amazing, and he looked amazing. I mean, he was unbelievable. But Patrick Cantlay is not Keith Mitchell. Patrick Cantlay is a world-class golfer. So if you think Patrick Cantlay is going to do it 2 days in a row, you go fucking play him, right? But I will tell you right now, that motherfather will be at least 45% owned tomorrow. So if you're going to play him, you better just commit to put him in every single one of your lineups, or you're not going to have leverage on him. If you're playing 3 lineups tomorrow, or no, you're playing 4 lineups, and you're like, I'll put him in 2 and not in the other 2, you literally are just paying the rake. That's the same percentage the rest of the field's going to have him. So do you want him to do well or not? Don't be a donkey dick. Either shit or get off the pot. Are you in on Patrick Cantlay or are you not? That is what you need to ask yourself. Same thing with Xander. Same thing with Scheffler. Same thing with Morikawa. To me, if I'm looking at it, I'm just going to say, I just feel like Morikawa isn't as good as Scheffler, Cantlay, or Xander. And then I see that he picked up 3 strokes putting today. Like, maybe he goes and wins this tournament tomorrow and makes me look like a dumbass. But I will sleep very easy tonight knowing that if I have to pick one of those 4, or 3 of those 4, the one guy that's getting left out every time is Colin Morikawa. But here's the thing that's going to blow your mind. When's if I told you, what about Corey Connors, who to me is objectively, other than Scott Stallings, the worst player in this entire T10 range, right? Why him? Because he played a bottom tier round today, right? That was probably, if you were to look at all of Corey Connors' possible results today, that round he played today probably was about in the 30 percentile. So if water finds its level, that means in theory tomorrow he plays a 70, 80 percentile round to balance that out. And he played poorly today, so people are mad at him. And people are playing him in week long, so they're like, well, I'm not playing him in Showdown. So, to me, I feel like I'm going to get Corey Connors at a discounted ownership on a bounce-back round who legit still has a chance to win this tournament. It is not crazy he could come back from 4 shots to win this tournament tomorrow. So those are the kind of guys I'm targeting. I really want to go find guys that are -1 or worse and give me them bounce backs, right? Like, if you're not checking out Rory McIlroy tomorrow after how he putted today, yes, I'll be the first one to tell you, Rory's a fucking loser. But you know what? 2 out of 4 rounds, he's the best player in the world. I just call him a fucking loser because of the other 2 rounds he has every tournament. You got to be checking him out, right? You got to be open. Cam Young, oh my God, look at that ball striking. He's horrific. Yeah, he did suck today. Honestly, he should have shot a +5, but because he was donkey chalking week long, he managed only a +1. You got to be open to those bounce back guys. Don't think because they played poorly today, they'll play poorly tomorrow. That is how dumbasses think that never win. Now, guys that do you really think Brendan Steele? I said yesterday, there's no way he plays to his 99th percentile 2 days in a row. He played to his 99th percentile 2 days in a row. Okay, which is great because I have him all over week long, right? He's single-handedly about to get me into the VIP top 30, even though I have Will Zalatoris, that piece of shit, little Mr. Glass bitch, who withdrew, and I'm still may qualify just because of slap dicks like Brendan Steele. But he ain't going to do it 3 days in a row. At least that's what I'm betting. Maybe he will. Maybe you count on Brendan Steele to continue to pick up 3 strokes putting. Good luck to you, pal. So that's what I'm looking at. I want to see guys that are bouncing back. From the T8 up, I'm going to pick my 2 guys. I don't care who you pick because you want to know something, new guy? I don't give a fuck who you play. You pick who you like. And no matter who you like, you just commit to them because I promise you, all these guys up in the top, from T4 up, or Morikawa up, all of them are going to be 30% owned. They're all going to be 30% owned. People are going to get access to these guys because they assume they're going to win, and you need the winner in Showdown, in theory. But where you really could start to make your lineup different and unique and really win a GPP, right? Are you playing cash game or are you playing GPP? Because if you're playing a big GPP, you've got to be open to these guys that had shitty rounds today, like Cam Young and Rory and Sam Burns, Shane Lowry, Hideki Matsuyama. I know Lowry and Hideki are not playing well, but you got to be open to these guys, right? And what you do is you don't go take slapdicks that are up here who are playing. Like Denny McCarthy shooting a -5 today, picking up 5 strokes putting. Maybe he does it again tomorrow, okay? And maybe I lose 50 pounds tomorrow, okay? It could happen. It's not fucking likely, but, like, it could happen, right? Just like Denny McCarthy could go shoot another -5 tomorrow. To me, if you want to go pay an ownership premium on Denny McCarthy to continue to luck sack the fuck out of his putter, you do it. But, like, that to me, those are the kind of things that I'm looking for that disgust me. The next thing is, why am I looking almost exclusively at round 3 is because because on round 3, I feel like it's going to be super similar conditions to what they had today. And so if I can use the data from today to see how people are playing in their most relevant form and in a course that is the most comparable, that's what I want to see. So that's what we're looking at. And guys that absolutely killed it today, Siwoo Kim. I mean, obviously Patrick Cantlay, he was a god today, but we've already talked about him. Siwoo Kim was incredible today with approach. If you really are playing a large-scale GPP, you got to look at guys like Siwoo Kim. I personally think he's too far back at +3. The fact that, like, if he hits a ceiling round tomorrow and goes -5, -6, he really isn't even going to get you any position points. So I personally don't love that. But then you look at somebody like Keith Mitchell, who I told you not to play today, and he actually managed a -1 while being horrific around and on the greens. Tremendous bounce-back candidate. I'm not telling you to play him because, once again, new guy. I'm going to say this nicely. I don't give a fuck who you play. Brian Harmon picking up 2 strokes on approach today. Okay, you little hobbit. These are the guys I want to see. Guys that are good at approach. But another little sneaky thing you can look at, who really shitted away off the tee today? Cam Davis, what did you do? Donkey Chalk paying the price for once. Let's go. Don't scare me. It don't scare me, Bob. It don't scare me. I'll go right back to him. Tigala. Is a great one. I mean, he had a tremendous round today and just gave it away off the tee. If you're not open to Tigala tomorrow at T26, right there in that perfect lurking range, you're not doing Showdown right. Let's see here. Who else do we got? Shane Lowry. You know, he only got it done around the greens. He lost strokes everywhere else. He hasn't really seemed himself for the last 3 weeks. He's just been spinning his wheels the last 2 rounds. He fucking sucks. You could never play him. Or you could. Remember, at Showdown, in a single round, you always have to consider one thing that nobody talks about. I'm the only motherfucker that talks about this, and I'm going to give a shout-out to my boy Jesse because he was the first one that put this thought into my head. And if you don't know, he's a legend of Showdown. It's called strokes gained, luck sack. That's what it's called, strokes gained, luck sack. I made up the term. He gave me the idea. And you know what? Sometimes whenever these guys' stats don't check out, there's no reason to play him. You should never play him. You got to factor in strokes gained, luck sack. And like a guy like Lowry, you got to be open to it. We know what his ceiling rounds are like. He has a 65 in him tomorrow. He could flip his ball striking around. If he rolls in some putts, maybe he gets the -11, backdoors at T5. He's the nuts play. You got to be open to those. At T18, he's in the perfect stalking position. I agree. He has not been looking well. I agree. His stats today are horrific. But I also agree there's this thing called strokes gained, luck sack. Okay, Victor Hovland, he's broken. I told my dude, he said, hey, I'm going to go all in on Hovland at Showdown tomorrow. I'm like, dude, I think he's broken. He's broken, I'm telling you. I also thought John Rahm was broken, and he fucking had a round. So maybe what the fuck do I know, right? Let's see. Last one I want to look at, did anybody shit it away around the greens today? They just killed themselves around the greens and otherwise had a good round. Obviously, we've already talked about Keith Mitchell. JT Poston, look at that. Really horrific around the greens, but got it done on approach and on putting. That's interesting. Plus, when you go over here and you look at these are the top round 4 scores for the last 12 rounds. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about the guys that are the best because, like, you know, they're fucking great golfers. They always score well on round 4. These are guys maybe you wouldn't expect. Hideki is number 2. Corey Connors is number 5. Keith Mitchell is number 12. Cam Davis, number 13. Billy Ho, 16. Harmon, the Hobbit, 17. Luke List, 19. Jordan Spieth, 20. Those are guys that are, like, aren't the most obvious. Like, well, of course they're good at round 4s. They're the best fucking golfers, you dumbass. All right? So those are some guys to consider. Last thing, please go check out my podcast. I have a mega guest on tomorrow, at least in my world. I think a lot of people agree he's a mega guest. I'm fucking pumped. That's why part of the reason I got to do this emergency run tonight so I can be available to do the pod with him tomorrow. Super fucking pumped. He is a legend in this community, at least in my eyes, and I bet probably in yours too. Go drop a like on this video. Go give me a subscribe. The big guy needs them because, I don't put any effing ads on these videos. And most importantly, go leave a comment telling me who's going to win this tournament tomorrow. I almost forgot my own shtick. Who is the one guy I'm definitely playing tomorrow? The one guy I'm definitely playing tomorrow, and I mean this with all my heart, I will put my firstborn child, I'm not having kids, on him is Cam Young. I will play Cam Young, that bounce back piece of shit who didn't do anything today except luck second in around the green. I know his dumbass will smash it tomorrow for all the chalk donkeys to get there, so give me all the Cam Young. Who is the one guy I'm definitely not playing? Denny McCarthy. Fuck that guy. There you go. He'll do great. So go play him now. Let's see. So there you go. Oh, I don't even have my YouTube channel up. Look at that. I just have like all my recommended shit on here. There you go. Now my video is playing. This is awkward. There you go. Degenerate75. Go give me a like and a follow. Make sure to leave a comment. Get in the drawing. Go like and retweet this on Twitter. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you Wednesday night for the live stream, the emergency stream. Don't bitch out because there's only 30 people in it. Because they do those weird starting points, there's a real game theory edge to it. And if you don't know, I'm kind of the game theory king of this community. So watch my shit. Be there. And also be keeping an eye out for that football content because it's beginning. I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. I will talk to you later. I hope you enjoy my outro, you mother father.